Well, I'm done trying to please those on the right. It was originally part of my bridge-building strategy, or so I thought in my head anyway, and so I would try to claim. But now I realize that it was just me trying to be accepted by people who would never fully accept me for who I am. They would just accept me for surface layer stuff, and as long as I propped up their side, or it appeared that way. Don't criticize Trump too much or you have TDS. Don't criticize the right wing for supporting Christian nationalism or you're just a left-wing lunatic. Don't call out the right wing for not actually supporting free speech, or for going against other things that they claim to believe in or used to claim to believe in, up until the second Trump administration. Make sure you don't have a physical appearance that they might find distasteful or too left-wing or too liberal-looking. You know, make sure you look conservative. Overall, just don't offend right-wingers. Yeah, I'm done with that. All it brought me was depression and lower self-esteem, knowing that I'll never be able to fully come to their standards. I'd have to completely change my lifestyle, my interests, my tastes, my goals, my sexual orientation, and a number of other countless things. I'd have to literally change who I am. And this is not to say that the left doesn't have its own problems and demands. Things I'm not supposed to say, things I'm not supposed to criticize, things I'm not supposed to be proud of. But the right is honestly far more restrictive in those areas. And I'm no longer going to try to be what either side wants me to be. I just want to be myself. Taking out my septum ring in 2021 was just another example of me trying to please people on the right. I would claim that the septum ring didn't really represent me anymore. And perhaps it didn't anymore because I was trying to please people on the right. But I'm not interested in pleasing a side anymore. Sure, I do often ask for input about my appearance and the aesthetics of my videos, but it's not about trying to look more liberal or conservative. It's just about trying to look good in general. Perhaps I ask for input about those things more than I should, and maybe that's a personality fault that I need to work on. I probably shouldn't care so much about what other people think of me. I'm trying to do what I can to foster my creativity, to get me back into a more creative mode. There's a reason, or several reasons, why creativity and the right wing don't normally go together. Sure, being too far left can also hinder one's creativity, but for completely different reasons. But being on the right is usually about being presentable, supporting the status quo, promoting traditions, being mundane, celebrating the establishment, and being a neophobe, which is about being against new ideas or new ways of being. I don't want to be held back by that type of philosophy any longer. Just saying.